This is Mental Forge, where weakness burns and warriors are built. You stand at a crossroads, don't you? One path is well-trodden, leading to the predictable, the unremarkable, perhaps even the overlooked. It's a path where your voice might be drowned out, your ideas dismissed, and your presence barely registered. But there is another path, a less traveled road, paved with intention, conviction, and a profound understanding of human dynamics. This is the path where your words carry weight, your presence commands attention, and your influence becomes undeniable. This path leads to a life where you are not just heard, but deeply respected, where your insights are valued and your leadership is sought. Have you ever wondered why some individuals effortlessly command a room, their words resonating with an unspoken authority, while others struggle to even be acknowledged? It's not about brute force, or inherited status, or even raw intelligence alone. It's about a deeper understanding of the human psyche, a mastery of communication that bypasses superficialities and speaks directly to the subconscious mind. Today, we're going to unlock that mastery. We're going to delve into the very fabric of influence and reveal 4 phrases that command respect instantly. These aren't mere words. They are linguistic keys designed to unlock your inherent power, to shift perceptions, and to anchor you as an individual of profound substance and unwavering integrity. This isn't just a discussion about social etiquette or clever comebacks. This is about rewiring your mind, instilling within you the unshakable confidence and bulletproof belief systems that define truly respected individuals. We will explore the timeless wisdom from giants like Napoleon Hill, whose works such as Think and Grow Rich and The Law of Success in 16 Lessons laid the groundwork for understanding the power of thought and definite purpose. We will weave in the psychological insights from Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind and James Allen's As a Man Thinketh, revealing how your internal world dictates your external reception. This journey promises to transform you into an individual who is fearless, decisively focused, and anchored in an identity of power and purpose. If this resonates with you, and you want more life-changing content like this, make sure to subscribe and join a community committed to unlocking their highest potential. Consider the titan of industry, Andrew Carnegie. He didn't just build steel mills. He built an empire founded on faith-based enterprise building. Carnegie understood that respect wasn't just earned through wealth, but through the unwavering conviction and moral authority he projected. He employed principles of organized effort and personal initiative, creating an atmosphere where his word was law, not because he demanded it, but because his vision was clear and his commitment absolute. He practiced what Napoleon Hill later codified in The Science of Getting Rich, that wealth, and by extension, respect, are products of specific thought and action, not chance. Imagine a situation where you are presenting an idea, perhaps in a meeting, or even in a casual conversation. You've poured your effort into it, but you sense a subtle skepticism, a faint hesitation from your audience. How do you cut through that doubt and instill instant confidence in your words? The first phrase that commands respect instantly is, "My unwavering conviction tells me." This phrase does something profound. It doesn't present an opinion. It presents a deeply held belief, rooted in your internal compass. It conveys absolute certainty, not arrogance. When you say, "My unwavering conviction tells me we must pivot our strategy in this direction," you are not inviting debate on the factual basis of your statement, but rather declaring a truth derived from your deepest understanding and belief system. This is a principle championed in The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, which emphasizes the power of believing in yourself and your ideas. Your conviction becomes contagious, infecting others with your certainty. Let's break down the psychological impact. The subconscious mind is highly receptive to certainty. When you project unwavering conviction, you bypass the analytical, often skeptical, conscious mind of your listener and speak directly to their intuitive, trusting subconscious. This is a core tenet of Joseph Murphy's teachings in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. The words, unwavering conviction, signal an internal alignment, a deep-seated belief that has been forged through experience, study, or profound intuition. It tells your listener that you are not simply guessing, nor are you merely relaying information. You are speaking from a place of deep knowing. For practical application, consider using this phrase, when you need to assert a decisive course of action, when you are offering advice that goes against the grain, or when you are leading a team through uncertainty. Instead of saying, "I think we should try this," which invites doubt, declare, "My unwavering conviction tells me this is the path forward, and here is why." Then, succinctly state your reasons, not to justify your conviction, but to illuminate the path for others. This reinforces the idea that your conviction is not arbitrary, but grounded in reason and insight. This connects directly to today's challenges, where indecision often paralyzes progress. In a world saturated with information and conflicting opinions, the individual who can articulate a clear, convicted stance stands out as a beacon of leadership. To reinforce this belief within yourself, practice daily affirmations such as, "My convictions are strong, and my voice carries authority." Visualize yourself speaking with this unwavering certainty, observing how others respond with immediate respect and attention. Our journey continues with a second, equally potent phrase. But first, if you're finding this content transformative and are ready to elevate your mental discipline and self-mastery, take a moment to subscribe. We are dedicated to providing insights that rewire your mind for power and purpose, just like the principles we're discussing. Consider the incomparable Thomas Edison. He wasn't just an inventor, he was a master of relentless persistence and identity forging. When asked about his countless failures before inventing the light bulb, Edison famously stated, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This wasn't a lament, it was a statement of fact, delivered with the quiet confidence of someone who knew his destiny. His identity was not tied to immediate success, but to the relentless pursuit of his vision. He embodied the essence of being fearless, through repetition and crystal-clear vision, a core mission for us all. He lived the wisdom of success through a positive mental attitude, understanding that every setback was merely a stepping stone. Often, in conversations, we find ourselves needing to correct misinformation, to redirect a narrative, or to subtly challenge an assumption without being confrontational or appearing aggressive. How do you do this while maintaining your dignity and asserting your intellectual authority? The second phrase that commands respect instantly is, "Based on my extensive analysis." This phrase immediately elevates your statement from a mere opinion to a conclusion drawn from thorough investigation and reasoned thought. It implies expertise, diligence, and a commitment to truth rather than speculation. When you say, "Based on my extensive analysis," the market trend indicates a significant shift. You are not just making a claim, you are presenting the outcome of a diligent process. This taps into the strategic thinking and wealth-building acumen discussed in works like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and The Millionaire Mind, where data-driven insights are paramount. The psychological impact here is multi-layered. Firstly, extensive analysis implies effort and rigor. It suggests that you have done the homework, delved deep into the subject, and considered various angles. This combats the common human tendency to dismiss casual statements. Secondly, it positions you as a credible source, someone who relies on evidence and systematic thought rather than impulse. This subtly influences the listener's subconscious to trust your judgment. This echoes the sentiment in Charles F. Haanel's The Master Key System, which emphasizes the scientific nature of thought and the importance of structured mental application. For practical application, use this phrase when you are presenting research findings, offering solutions to complex problems, or providing a critical assessment. Instead of saying, "I think this is wrong," which can sound accusatory, try, "Based on my extensive analysis, there seems to be a discrepancy in these figures that requires further review." This transforms a potential confrontation into a call for collective investigation, positioning you as an objective problem solver rather than a critic. In today's fast-paced, information-overloaded world, those who demonstrate a capacity for deep analysis and reasoned conclusions are invaluable. They are the ones who cut through the noise and offer clarity. To install this belief, practice reviewing information with a critical eye, constantly asking yourself, "What is my extensive analysis telling me about this situation?" Visualize yourself synthesizing complex data and delivering clear, insightful conclusions that garner immediate respect. The power of these phrases lies not just in their words, but in the conviction and analysis they imply. If you're gaining value from these insights and want to become unshakably confident with bulletproof belief systems, please consider subscribing. Your journey to becoming a decisive, focused, and identity-anchored individual starts here. Let's turn our attention to one of history's most compelling figures, Abraham Lincoln. His presence under pressure was legendary. He navigated a nation through its darkest hour with a principled presence that commanded respect from allies and adversaries alike. Lincoln was known for his thoughtful, deliberate communication, often taking time to formulate his responses, ensuring every word carried the weight of his convictions. He understood, as expressed in The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, that your thoughts become your reality, and his thoughts were always anchored in preserving the Union and upholding moral truth. We often find ourselves in situations where we need to express disagreement, set boundaries, or articulate a non-negotiable stance. The challenge is to do so without being perceived as arrogant, inflexible, or dismissive. How do you communicate a firm position while still maintaining respect and openness to dialogue? The third phrase that commands respect instantly is, "My intention is unequivocally clear." This phrase leaves no room for misinterpretation regarding your purpose or stance. It communicates unwavering resolve and a definite purpose, without resorting to aggression or defensive posturing. When you say, "My intention is unequivocally clear," we will prioritize ethical conduct above all else. You are laying down a foundational principle that guides all subsequent actions. This aligns perfectly with the idea of being morally strong with uncompromising integrity, a cornerstone of leadership. Psychologically, unequivocally clear acts as a powerful signal of conviction and certainty. It tells the listener that your stance is not open to negotiation, not because you are stubborn, but because it is rooted in fundamental principles or objectives. This harnesses the power of conscious and subconscious communication as discussed by Hill in You Were Born Rich and Your Right to Be Rich. It creates an immediate boundary, setting the terms of engagement and inviting others to either align with your clear intention or recognize the definitive nature of your position. It also subtly disarms potential manipulators, as your transparency leaves them with no leverage. For practical application, use this phrase when you are establishing expectations, articulating personal or professional boundaries, or stating a core value that will guide your decisions. Instead of saying, "I really don't want to do that," which can sound hesitant, declare, "My intention is unequivocally clear. I am committing my resources to this project alone." This communicates a definitive boundary with professional grace and unwavering certainty. In our modern world, where ambiguity often reigns supreme, individuals who can articulate their intentions with crystal clarity are seen as pillars of reliability and integrity. To integrate this deeply, practice defining your intentions for every significant action you take, large or small. Affirm, "My intentions are always unequivocally clear and aligned with my highest values." Visualize yourself communicating these clear intentions, observing how others respond with immediate understanding and respect. We are approaching the culmination of our discussion, poised to reveal the final, most impactful phrase. But before we do, let this serve as a powerful reminder. The insights shared today are just a glimpse into the vast potential within you. To continue your journey of transformation, to become truly free in mind, rich in soul, and abundant in results, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of lifelong, growth-oriented individuals who are boldly acting and unstoppable in their progress. Let's recall the strategic genius of Napoleon Bonaparte. He was a visionary leader, famous for his strategic mastery and tactical brilliance. He didn't just command armies, he commanded loyalty and respect through his unshakable belief in his own destiny and his meticulously planned campaigns. His proclamations were not requests, they were declarations of intent, backed by a definitive purpose. He epitomized being visionary with definite purpose, a key lesson found throughout Napoleon Hill's teachings. In many interactions, especially those involving problem-solving, collaboration, or the delegation of tasks, you need to convey not just a decision, but the profound thought process behind it. You need to inspire confidence that your directive is the result of deep consideration, not arbitrary choice. How do you do this effectively? The fourth phrase that commands respect instantly is, "After careful deliberation, I have determined." This phrase projects a sense of profound thought, responsibility, and wisdom. It tells your audience that your decision or conclusion is not hasty, but rather the product of a thorough and thoughtful process. It positions you as someone who weighs options, considers consequences, and makes informed choices. When you say, "After careful deliberation, I have determined that this course of action presents the least risk and the highest reward," you are not just presenting a conclusion, you are revealing the responsible, analytical mind behind it. This directly echoes the principles of strategic thinking and decisiveness highlighted in Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, where decisions are not just made, but powerfully anchored. The psychological impact of careful deliberation is immense. It signals maturity, foresight, and a disciplined mind. It speaks to the listener's subconscious need for leadership that is thoughtful and reliable. It mitigates potential resistance because it communicates that all relevant factors have already been considered. This aligns with the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, who taught the importance of calm, reasoned judgment in all matters. It says, "I have done the heavy lifting of thinking, and this is the result." For practical application, utilize this phrase when announcing significant decisions, proposing solutions to complex problems, or setting new directions. Instead of simply stating a decision, which might invite questioning, frame it with this powerful preamble. For example, instead of, "We're going to restructure the team," which can sound abrupt, try, "After careful deliberation and reviewing all relevant data, I have determined that a restructuring of the team will optimize our efficiency and foster greater collaboration." This demonstrates leadership that is both decisive and deeply considered. In today's dynamic environment, leaders who exhibit thoughtful decision-making are not just respected, they are indispensable. They are the ones who instill calm amidst chaos and provide clear direction. To embed this within your identity, practice deliberate decision-making in your daily life, even for small choices. Before making a decision, pause and consciously consider alternatives, then affirm, "After careful deliberation, I have determined the optimal path forward." This consistent practice will naturally integrate this powerful pattern into your communication. Now, let's bring it all together. You've been equipped with 4 powerful phrases, not just as linguistic tools, but as anchors for a profound internal transformation. These phrases are designed to make you unshakably confident, fearlessly decisive, and rooted in a clear, purposeful identity. They are your keys to commanding respect instantly, not through force, but through the magnetic power of your unwavering conviction, extensive analysis, unequivocal intention, and careful deliberation. Your journey toward becoming a truly respected individual begins with immediate action. Here are 3 immediate actions you can take within the next 24 hours to begin integrating these principles. First, choose one of the 4 phrases and commit to using it at least 3 times in different conversations today. Don't overthink it. Just find natural opportunities. It could be in a casual chat with a friend, a work discussion, or even an internal monologue where you are making a decision. The goal is to start feeling how these words empower your communication. Second, engage in a specific mindset shift exercise for 15 minutes. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and visualize yourself speaking with absolute certainty, confidence, and authority. Imagine yourself using these phrases and observe the positive, respectful reactions of those around you. Feel the internal shift, the surge of confidence. This mental rehearsal, a core technique from The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, is crucial for subconscious programming. Third, create an identity reinforcement affirmation. Write down the following and repeat it aloud 10 times, both in the morning and before bed. I am an individual of profound substance. My words carry weight, my insights are valued, and my presence commands respect. I speak with unwavering conviction, extensive analysis, unequivocal intention, and careful deliberation. This affirmation, inspired by the principles of You Were Born Rich, will begin to rewire your subconscious mind, forging a new, powerful identity. Remember, the true magic of these phrases lies not just in uttering them, but in genuinely embodying the principles they represent. When you speak with unwavering conviction, it's because you have unwavering conviction. When you speak based on extensive analysis, it's because you have engaged in extensive analysis. These phrases are the outward manifestation of an inner state of self-mastery and mental discipline. As we wrap up this life-changing journey, understand that commanding respect is not about domination. It's about radiating authenticity, competence, and integrity. It's about becoming the person others naturally look up to, listen to, and trust. The wisdom from centuries of human experience, from the profound insights of Napoleon Hill to the strategic brilliance of historical giants, all converge on this singular truth. Your inner world shapes your outer reality. The 4 phrases, my unwavering conviction tells me, based on my extensive analysis, my intention is unequivocally clear, and, after careful deliberation, I have determined, are your blueprint for transforming every interaction. Use them not as weapons, but as tools for building bridges of understanding, asserting your leadership, and amplifying your impact. Now, I challenge you. Don't let this be just another video you watched. Let this be the moment you decide to step into your full power, to speak with the authority you inherently possess, and to command the respect you truly deserve. The transformation awaits. If you are truly ready to embark on this path of continuous growth and personal mastery, and to ensure you never miss content that could transform your destiny, subscribe to this channel right now. Your future self will thank you. Go forth, speak with power, and command the respect you've earned. The journey we've embarked upon, exploring the 4 phrases that command respect instantly, is more than just about changing your words. It's about fundamentally altering your internal operating system, moving you from a state of reactive uncertainty to one of proactive, unshakable confidence. Think of it as installing a new, more powerful mental software. This isn't a quick fix. It's a profound re-engineering of your psychological landscape, built upon principles that have stood the test of time for centuries. Consider the immense power of your subconscious mind, a concept so brilliantly illuminated by Joseph Murphy in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. He taught us that our thoughts, continuously impressed upon this vast internal reservoir, eventually manifest as our reality. If you consistently impress upon your subconscious the belief that you are heard, that your words carry weight, that you are a person of profound conviction and insight, then that is precisely what you will become. The phrases we've discussed, my unwavering conviction tells me, based on my extensive analysis, my intention is unequivocally clear, and, after careful deliberation, I have determined, are not just external tools. They are internal affirmations, statements of being that begin to sculpt your inner identity. Let's delve deeper into the psychological underpinnings of why these phrases resonate so powerfully. When you use, my unwavering conviction tells me, you are tapping into the universal human desire for certainty and leadership. In a world full of noise and doubt, a voice of conviction cuts through the static. It's the voice of the one who truly knows, or at least truly believes in their path. This isn't about stubbornness, it's about the kind of profound belief that fueled Henry Ford's unwavering vision for the automobile. Despite ridicule and numerous setbacks, Ford's conviction in the mass production of affordable vehicles was absolute. He literally created a new industry from his definitive purpose, proving Napoleon Hill's assertion in Think and Grow Rich that, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Ford didn't just have an idea. He had an unwavering conviction that propelled him forward, demanding respect from his investors, his engineers, and eventually, the entire world. His belief system was bulletproof because he chose to make it so. This conviction isn't born overnight. It's cultivated through deliberate thought, through facing challenges and refusing to yield, through a relentless pursuit of clarity. It requires you to be decisive, focused, and identity-anchored. To foster this within yourself, consistently ask, what do I truly believe about this situation? Don't settle for superficial answers. Dig deep until you find the bedrock of your personal truth. When you speak from that place, your voice takes on a resonance that bypasses skepticism and invokes trust. Now, let's unpack, based on my extensive analysis. This phrase speaks to the human need for logic, reason, and empirical evidence. In an era of rampant misinformation and surface-level thinking, the individual who demonstrates thoughtful, data-driven conclusions stands out as a beacon of intellectual rigor. Consider the meticulous approach of John D. Rockefeller. He didn't build Standard Oil through guesswork. His empire was forged through systematic certainty and strategic thinking. He analyzed every aspect of the oil industry, from production to distribution, identifying efficiencies and opportunities with an almost surgical precision. His decisions weren't impulsive. They were the result of what he could accurately describe as extensive analysis. He embodied the principles of the science of getting rich by Wallace D. Wattles, understanding that precise thought leads to precise results. Rockefeller commanded respect because his actions were not based on whim, but on a deep, almost scientific understanding of his domain. He was mentally disciplined and a master of self-control, always seeking to optimize, to understand, and to dominate through superior knowledge. The psychological power here lies in the implication of effort and thoroughness. When you use this phrase, you're not just presenting information. You're presenting the culmination of a rigorous mental process. This makes your statements difficult to refute and elevates your credibility instantly. To embody this, cultivate a habit of critical thinking. Before offering an opinion or a solution, take a moment to genuinely analyze the situation. Ask, what are all the facts? What are the various angles? What are the potential outcomes? Even a few seconds of internal processing, consciously engaging in extensive analysis, will imbue your words with an authority that wasn't there before. This transforms you into a strategist, thinking not just about the immediate, but about the long-term implications. The insights we're uncovering are profound, designed to transform your mindset from the ground up. If you're gaining value from these principles and are committed to becoming fearless, making decisive choices, and anchoring your identity in power and purpose, I urge you to take a moment right now and subscribe to this channel. This is exactly why thousands of subscribers keep coming back for more. If you're ready to join them, hit that subscribe button. Next, we examine, my intention is unequivocally clear. This phrase cuts through ambiguity and projects absolute transparency and moral strength. In a world often veiled in hidden agendas and veiled communication, clarity of intention is a rare and highly respected quality. Think of Mahatma Gandhi. His power was not in armies or wealth, but in his peaceful conviction and moral authority. His intention for Indian independence was always unequivocally clear, communicated with profound moral strength and uncompromising integrity. He demonstrated that true power often lies in the absolute clarity of one's purpose, a principle echoed in the Law of Success in 16 Lessons, where Hill emphasizes the importance of a definite major purpose. Gandhi commanded respect because his motives were pure, his message consistent, and his intention transparent. He was vision-driven, not fear-paralyzed, and his clarity inspired millions. Psychologically, unequivocally clear disarms potential suspicion. It signals honesty and forthrightness. It tells the listener that there are no hidden motives, no underlying agendas. This builds immediate trust, a foundational element of respect. It also establishes a firm boundary, defining what is and is not acceptable or negotiable. To practice this, before any important conversation or decision, mentally articulate your core intention. Ask yourself, what is my absolute, irreducible purpose in this situation? Once that clarity is forged within, speaking it aloud using this phrase will come naturally and with immense power. This cultivates an inner moral compass that guides all your interactions, ensuring your actions align with your words. Finally, let's explore, after careful deliberation, I have determined. This phrase epitomizes responsible, thoughtful leadership and decisive action. It speaks to the wisdom of considering all angles before making a pronouncement. Reflect on the masterful decision-making of Julius Caesar. His military campaigns and political reforms were legendary, not just for their boldness, but for the calculated thought that preceded them. Caesar possessed a commanding presence, yes, but that presence was bolstered by his ability to make profound decisions that demonstrated foresight and strategic brilliance. He didn't rush into battle. He analyzed the terrain, the enemy, and his own forces with careful deliberation before determining his course of action. His decisions, once made, were delivered with absolute certainty, commanding immediate respect and loyalty. This reflects the deep wisdom found in As a Man Thinketh, where James Allen asserts that thoughts become character, and character shapes destiny. Caesar's disciplined mind allowed him to make determinations that shaped empires. The psychological impact of careful deliberation is that it communicates respect for the decision-making process itself. It tells your audience that you value accuracy, prudence, and wisdom. It invites confidence because it suggests that all variables have been weighed. This is critical in modern contexts where snap judgments are often regretted. To embody this principle, cultivate a habit of pausing before making significant statements or decisions. Even a brief, conscious pause to reflect, to gather your thoughts, or to consider alternative perspectives will enhance the gravitas of your eventual pronouncement. This practice transforms you into a mentally disciplined, self-mastering individual whose decisions are respected because they are perceived as robust and well-founded. These 4 phrases are more than just linguistic constructs. They are pathways to embodying the qualities of truly respected individuals. They help you project an image of being unshakably confident with bulletproof belief systems, fearless through repetition and crystal-clear vision, subconsciously rewired with power and purpose, and decisively focused. They are rooted in the timeless wisdom of texts like The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, which constantly reminds us that our self-belief is the most powerful determinant of our success and how others perceive us. Your thoughts literally become things, and by consciously choosing these powerful linguistic patterns, you are literally programming your mind and the minds of those around you for respect. Let's integrate this further. Imagine you are in a negotiation. Instead of saying, "I'm not sure if this is a good idea," you declare, "My unwavering conviction tells me this proposal will lead to a mutually beneficial outcome." The energy shifts immediately. You've introduced certainty into an uncertain environment. Or perhaps you're correcting a team member. Rather than, "I think you might be wrong here," you state, "Based on my extensive analysis, these figures suggest an alternative approach would be more efficient." You've replaced criticism with an evidence-based pathway to improvement. When setting a boundary with a challenging individual, instead of a hesitant, "I don't really want to do that," you assert, "My intention is unequivocally clear. I am prioritizing my family time this weekend." You've established a firm, respectful boundary. And when announcing a strategic shift, rather than, "We're going in a new direction," you state, "After careful deliberation, I have determined that this strategic pivot is essential for our long-term growth and success." You've communicated thoughtful leadership and inspired confidence. These phrases, when used with genuine intention and a cultivated internal state, are transformative. They are part of a larger mental architecture that allows you to be faith-driven, not fear-paralyzed. They foster the strategic thinking with wealth-building acumen that Robert Kiyosaki champions in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where disciplined thought leads to financial independence and respect in the marketplace. They allow you to be visionary with definite purpose, just as Nikola Tesla was, whose visionary obsession and breakthrough thinking reshaped our world. He was often misunderstood, yet his profound conviction and the results of his careful deliberation ultimately commanded scientific and historical respect. The goal here is not to be manipulative, but to be authentically powerful. It's about aligning your internal state of confidence and clarity with your external communication. When you integrate these phrases, you are practicing self-mastery. You are demonstrating integrity because your words reflect a disciplined mind and a clear purpose. This commitment to lifelong growth is what sets truly successful individuals apart. They are bold in action, unstoppable in progress, because their communication reflects an inner certainty. The true masters of influence, whether they be historical figures like Winston Churchill with his unbreakable grit and defiant courage, or modern-day titans of industry, understand that words are not just sounds. Words are spells. They are tools for shaping reality, for influencing perception, and for forging connection and respect. Churchill's speeches, crafted with careful deliberation and delivered with unwavering conviction, rallied a nation against seemingly insurmountable odds. He embodied the principle of definite purpose and the power of a positive mental attitude in the face of absolute adversity. His words commanded respect because they reflected an inner fortitude that was second to none. To deepen your understanding and integration of these principles, consider daily habits that reinforce them. For instance, before every important conversation, Take a moment to formulate your unequivocally clear intention. What do you want to achieve? What is the core message you want to convey? This simple practice will make your communication far more impactful. Similarly, before expressing an opinion on a complex matter, mentally ask yourself, what would my extensive analysis show? Even if you don't have all the data, the act of seeking it mentally enhances the authority of your statement. The foundation of respect is belief, your belief in yourself, and the belief you inspire in others. Napoleon Hill, in Outwitting the Devil, emphasized that fear and doubt are the devil's tools. Conversely, faith and definite purpose are your tools for mastery. When you speak with conviction, you are demonstrating faith in your own insights and capabilities. When you speak with the results of your analysis, you are demonstrating competence and intellectual rigor. When you speak with clear intention, you are demonstrating integrity and focus. And when you speak with careful deliberation, you are demonstrating wisdom and responsibility. These are the hallmarks of individuals who are truly free in mind, rich in soul, and abundant in results. They are not victims of circumstance. They are architects of their destiny. They don't seek permission. They command attention. They don't hope for respect. They earn it by embodying the very qualities they wish to see reflected back at them. The journey of self-mastery is continuous. It requires consistent effort, deliberate practice, and an unyielding commitment to personal growth. The more you practice these phrases, the more they will become second nature, a seamless extension of your powerful, purposeful identity. Your subconscious mind, ever ready to serve your dominant thoughts, will internalize these patterns, making you naturally more authoritative, more confident, and more respected in every interaction. So, what does this all mean for you, starting today, right now? It means you have the power to transform how others perceive you, not by being someone you're not, but by authentically expressing the powerful, insightful, and decisive individual you are meant to be. It means understanding that respect is not given. It is earned through the consistent demonstration of valuable qualities. The challenge before you is simple yet profound. Become the embodiment of these phrases. Don't just say them, live them. Let your internal conviction be so strong that it radiates from your very presence. Let your analytical mind be so sharp that your conclusions are irrefutable. Let your intentions be so transparent and pure that your integrity is beyond question. Let your decisions be so carefully considered that your wisdom is undeniable. This isn't about memorizing lines for a performance. This is about aligning your deepest beliefs with your outward expression. It's about becoming a person who is mentally disciplined and self-mastering, whose every word and action is a testament to their inner strength and clarity. It's about living the philosophy of the Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel, understanding that by consciously directing your thoughts, you can manifest the outcomes you desire, including the profound respect of others. Your words are powerful. Your presence is powerful. Your mind is powerful. It's time to unleash that power, to speak not just to be heard, but to command attention, inspire confidence, and ignite action. Be the person whose wisdom is sought, whose counsel is valued, and whose leadership is followed. Remember the words of Earl Nightingale, "We become what we think about." Think about commanding respect. Think about being confident, decisive, and purposeful. Then, allow these 4 phrases to be the vehicle through which those thoughts manifest into your reality. Now, go forth and transform your world, one powerful, respected phrase at a time. The power is within you. Unleash it. And as you step into this newfound authority, remember that our mission here is to empower you with the knowledge and tools to consistently elevate your life, to ensure you continue receiving insights that will literally rewire your mind for power, purpose, and unparalleled success. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Don't just watch your potential unfold, actively shape it. Subscribe now and join a movement of individuals who are not just dreaming of a better life, but actively building it, with every conscious thought and every powerful word. Your journey to ultimate influence and unwavering respect starts now. Your journey to ultimate influence and unwavering respect starts now. But it is a journey that demands continuous cultivation, a constant refinement of your inner and outer self. This isn't a one-time activation. It's a profound commitment to becoming the most authoritative, most respected version of yourself. And for that, we must dive even deeper into the mechanics of mind, the echoes of history, and the profound wisdom that illuminates the path to true command. Let's revisit the core principle that underlies all-powerful communication: the profound connection between your thoughts and your external reality. James Allen, in his seminal work As a Man Thinketh, eloquently stated, "Mind is the master power that molds and makes, and man is mind, and evermore he takes, the tool of thought, and, shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys, 1,000 ills. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. When you apply, my unwavering conviction tells me, you are not just uttering words, you are projecting a deeply ingrained thought, a belief that has solidified within your very being." Think about the sheer force of Theodore Roosevelt. He was a man of explosive vitality and iron willpower. His pronouncements, whether on conservation, trust-busting, or foreign policy, carried an inherent weight. Why? Because they stemmed from a place of unshakable conviction, forged through rigorous self-education and relentless action. Roosevelt's beliefs were not fleeting opinions. They were deeply held truths that he was prepared to fight for. He didn't ask for respect. He commanded it through the sheer force of his principled presence and his definite purpose, echoing the teachings of Napoleon Hill on the power of a definite major purpose. When Roosevelt declared, "Speak softly and carry a big stick," he wasn't advocating for quietness. He was advocating for an underlying power, a conviction so profound that loud words were unnecessary. His very being communicated, "My unwavering conviction tells me," before he even spoke. To truly master this, you must eliminate the insidious whispers of self-doubt. Doubt is the great saboteur of conviction. As Napoleon Hill illuminated in Outwitting the Devil, the drift into indecision and fear is the devil's most potent weapon. To combat this, you must consciously feed your mind with empowering beliefs through affirmation, visualization, and relentless positive self-talk. Every time you say, "My unwavering conviction tells me," you are not just influencing others, you are reinforcing that conviction within your own subconscious. This repetition builds new neural pathways, making belief your default state and doubt an unwelcome intruder. This is the practical application of Bob Proctor's "You Were Born Rich," understanding that your thoughts are the true currency of your life, and conviction is your most valuable asset. Moving on to, "Based on my extensive analysis." This phrase isn't just about presenting data, it's about projecting intellectual authority and disciplined thought. It tells people you don't speak carelessly, you don't speak impulsively. You speak with the weight of careful study behind your words. Consider Benjamin Franklin, a man who achieved monumental respect across diverse fields: politics, science, literature. He was a master of self-education and continuous reinvention. His proposals, his inventions, his diplomatic overtures all carried the implicit weight of his meticulous observation and study. When Franklin presented an idea, you could be certain it was based on his extensive analysis of the problem, the context, and the potential solutions. He was a living embodiment of strategic thinking and disciplined inquiry, always seeking to understand the underlying principles of everything he encountered. The psychological impact of this phrase is profound because it appeals to the rational, logical mind. People are more likely to trust and respect conclusions that appear to be derived from objective, thorough investigation rather than subjective opinion. In an age of information overload, the ability to synthesize complex data and present well-reasoned conclusions is incredibly valuable. It marks you as a true intellectual leader, someone who can navigate complexity and bring clarity. To cultivate this, dedicate yourself to becoming a student of whatever domain you operate in. Read widely, ask probing questions, seek out diverse perspectives. The more genuinely extensive your analysis becomes, the more naturally and powerfully this phrase will flow from you. This is the essence of being lifelong growth-oriented, constantly expanding your mental horizons. The depth of these principles transcends mere communication tactics. They are fundamental shifts in identity. If you are serious about rewiring your mind with power and purpose, if you want to become truly fearless through repetition and crystal-clear vision, then this is your moment. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. This transformational content is designed to forge individuals who are not just heard, but deeply respected, not just informed, but profoundly transformed. Now, let's explore. My intention is unequivocally clear. This is about the power of integrity and transparent purpose. In a world often characterized by hidden agendas and veiled motives, a crystal-clear declaration of intention is a revolutionary act of honesty. Think of Andrew Carnegie again. His unparalleled success in the steel industry was not merely a result of business acumen, but also his faith-based enterprise building, and crucially, his clear intentions regarding his philanthropic endeavors. While his business practices were cutthroat, his later life was marked by an unequivocally clear intention to give away his vast fortune for the public good. This clarity of purpose, though sometimes controversial in its execution, commanded a different kind of respect. It showed a man with a definite purpose beyond mere accumulation, a moral compass that, while perhaps evolving, ultimately pointed towards betterment. His dedication to libraries, for instance, was an intention so clear it transcended his personal wealth and left an undeniable legacy. Psychologically, this phrase establishes trust instantly. When you state your intention unequivocally, you disarm suspicion. You leave no room for guesswork or misinterpretation. It communicates that you are operating from a place of honesty and directness, which are universally respected qualities. This also sets boundaries powerfully. When your intention is clear, it becomes harder for others to impose their will or deflect your purpose. To master this, develop an unwavering internal compass. Before you speak or act, define your true purpose. What is the fundamental aim? What outcome are you genuinely striving for? Once you have this internal clarity, articulating it as, "My intention is unequivocally clear," becomes an act of powerful self-assertion and moral strength. It allows you to operate with uncompromising integrity in every aspect of your life. Finally, we delve deeper into, "After careful deliberation, I have determined." This phrase is the epitome of decisive, yet thoughtful leadership. It acknowledges complexity, but ultimately arrives at a clear, authoritative conclusion. Consider the legendary Leonardo da Vinci. He was not merely an artist or an inventor. He was a polymath driven by insatiable curiosity and relentless mastery. His notebooks reveal careful deliberation in every drawing, every scientific observation, every anatomical study. When Leonardo made a pronouncement or proposed a design, it was the result of exhaustive study, experimentation, and deep reflection. His determinations in art and science redefined entire fields, earning him unparalleled respect not just from his contemporaries, but from across centuries. His genius was not random. It was the fruit of disciplined thought and deliberate inquiry. The psychological power of careful deliberation lies in its ability to inspire confidence. It reassures your audience that you haven't made a snap judgment, but rather a well-weighed decision. This is especially crucial in situations demanding high stakes or complex solutions. It positions you as a wise and responsible leader. To truly embody this, cultivate the habit of thoughtful pause before making significant statements or decisions. Don't be afraid of silence. The space before your words, filled with genuine internal consideration, imbues your eventual pronouncement with immense gravity. This makes you a strategically thinking individual, capable of assessing situations with depth and delivering solutions with conviction. This is the essence of what Bob Proctor describes in You Were Born Rich about acting as if. Acting as if you are already the person who makes carefully deliberated, powerful determinations. Let's integrate these concepts further into your daily life. Imagine confronting a challenge at work. Instead of saying, "I'm worried about this," you articulate, "My unwavering conviction tells me we can overcome this obstacle by focusing on our core strengths." You shift the energy from fear to faith. When evaluating a new opportunity, rather than saying, "I'm not sure if this is right," you state, "Based on my extensive analysis, this opportunity presents a unique advantage if we can mitigate these 3 risks." You elevate the discussion from uncertainty to strategic insight. When delegating a task, instead of, "Could you try to get this done?" you declare, "My intention is unequivocally clear. I need this report completed by Friday, end of day, to secure critical funding. You've provided clarity, urgency, and purpose. And when making a final decision after a long debate, rather than simply stating your choice, you say, after careful deliberation, I have determined that option C aligns best with our long-term vision and core values. You've acknowledged the debate, affirmed your thoughtful process, and delivered a confident resolution. These phrases, when integrated into your lexicon, and more importantly, into your core identity, transform you into a magnet for respect. They allow you to be bold in action and unstoppable in progress, because your communication style reflects a deep internal certainty and competence. They are the linguistic keys to unlocking the wealth of respect, influence, and success that is your inherent right. Wallace D. Wattles, in The Science of Getting Rich, emphasizes that thoughts of gratitude and certainty create a connection to the formless substance from which all things are made. In the same way, thoughts and words of conviction, analysis, clear intention, and deliberation connect you to the formless substance of respect and influence. The goal is not just to sound confident, but to be confident. It's not just to sound analytical, but to be analytical. It's not just to sound clear, but to be clear. It's not just to sound deliberative, but to be deliberative. This authenticity is what truly commands respect. It's the difference between a facade and a deeply rooted identity. Tony Robbins, in Awaken the Giant Within, talks about changing your state by changing your physiology, focus, and language. These 4 phrases are potent tools for changing your language, which in turn shifts your focus and ultimately your physiology, elevating your entire state of being. Consider how often people speak vaguely, tentatively, or without clear purpose. In contrast, when you step forward with these phrases, you immediately differentiate yourself. You become the voice of clarity in a noisy room, the beacon of certainty in an uncertain world. This is how you become a truly visionary leader with a definite purpose, whose decisions are trusted and whose presence is revered. Let's think about how this applies to common challenges. Public speaking fear? When you start with, "My unwavering conviction tells me," you immediately ground yourself in truth and belief, reducing anxiety. Decision paralysis? Engaging in careful deliberation before stating, "I have determined," provides a structured mental pathway out of indecision. Conflict resolution? Stating, "My intention is unequivocally clear. We are here to find a win-win solution," sets a cooperative, honest tone. Overcoming skepticism? Based on my extensive analysis, this approach has a 90% chance of success. Introduces data-backed authority. The ultimate measure of your self-mastery is how you communicate, not just when things are easy, but especially when faced with pressure or adversity. It is in these moments that your conviction, your analytical prowess, your clear intention, and your deliberative process shine brightest, proving your mettle and solidifying the respect you command. You become like Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, whose unshakable self-control and thoughtful philosophical reflections allowed him to lead with profound wisdom and quiet authority, even amidst the chaos of empire. His writings, his very way of being, reflect a man whose every pronouncement stemmed from careful deliberation and unequivocal intention. This is the path to becoming truly immune to external criticism and doubt. When your internal belief systems are bulletproof, when your mental discipline is unwavering, and when your actions are anchored in integrity, the opinions of others become secondary to your own knowing. You become free in mind, rich in soul, and abundant in results, because you are operating from a place of genuine power. Your words are not just information, they are energy. They carry the weight of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your intentions. By choosing to wield these 4 phrases, you are choosing to wield an energy of authority, clarity, and certainty. You are choosing to rewire your subconscious mind for success and to program the minds of those around you for respect. This is a continuous journey of self-improvement, of becoming bolder in action and unstoppable in progress. Every time you consciously choose these phrases, you are reinforcing a powerful identity within yourself. You are building mental muscle. You are refining your communication mastery. Remember, the goal is not to be someone else, but to unlock the powerful, respected individual who already resides within you. These phrases are simply the key, the linguistic catalysts that bring that inner power to the surface. Apply them with sincerity, with conviction, and with the clear intention of elevating every interaction. The respect you seek is waiting to be commanded. As we bring this expansive exploration to a close, let the core message resonate deeply within you. Your capacity to command respect is directly proportional to your internal state of being. The phrases we've dissected, my unwavering conviction tells me, based on my extensive analysis, my intention is unequivocally clear, and, after careful deliberation, I have determined, are not just words to be uttered. They are mental frameworks, psychological anchors, and behavioral blueprints for becoming an individual whose presence and words carry undeniable weight. This isn't just about sounding impressive, it's about fundamentally transforming your identity. It's about becoming the person who embodies unshakable confidence rooted in bulletproof belief systems, fearlessness born from consistent repetition and crystal-clear vision, a subconscious rewired for power and purpose, a faith-driven spirit never paralyzed by fear, decisive, focused action from an identity-anchored core, mental discipline, and self-mastery in every thought and word, strategic thinking with wealth-building acumen, a visionary mindset with definite purpose, moral strength and uncompromising integrity, a lifelong commitment to growth, boldness in action, leading to unstoppable progress, freedom in mind, richness in soul, and abundance in results. The challenge I leave you with is to make these phrases part of your natural linguistic flow, but more importantly, to cultivate the internal qualities they represent. Practice deep conviction in your beliefs. Commit to genuine, extensive analysis before forming conclusions. Define your intentions with unequivocal clarity, and always approach your decisions with careful, thoughtful deliberation. The world is waiting for your powerful voice, for your clear vision, for your decisive leadership. Step forward with the confidence of one who knows, who has analyzed, who has a clear intention, and who has thoroughly deliberated. This is your moment to transform your interactions, your relationships, and ultimately, your destiny. To continue receiving the kind of transformative insights that don't just inform but fundamentally rewire your mind for peak performance and unparalleled influence, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. This is your definitive source for content that empowers you to master your mind, elevate your spirit, and achieve extraordinary results. Join our community of growth-oriented individuals who are committed to living a life of purpose, power, and profound respect. Subscribe now, and never miss another opportunity to become the most magnificent version of yourself. Your journey to commanding respect, instantly and lastingly, has only just begun. Go forth and command it. Your journey to commanding respect, instantly and lastingly, has only just begun. Go forth and command it, not as a fleeting act, but as a profound way of being that permeates every facet of your existence. This level of command, this profound respect you will cultivate, isn't about manipulation or ego. It's about authenticity and the consistent projection of true value. It's about embodying the very principles that have guided the greatest minds and leaders throughout history. Let's deepen our understanding of this embodiment. The 4 phrases that command respect instantly are more than mere utterances. They are manifestations of an internal reality. To truly wield their power, you must cultivate the inner landscape that gives them genuine resonance. This means living the wisdom of Think and Grow Rich, not just reading it. It means actively engaging in the principles of definite purpose, organized planning, and specialized knowledge. When you state, "My unwavering conviction tells me," it must stem from a deeply held belief, not a superficial assertion. This belief is forged through persistent application and an unyielding refusal to accept defeat. Consider Charles M. Schwab, the steel magnate, and Andrew Carnegie's right-hand man. Schwab was legendary for his lightning-fast decisiveness and magnetic leadership. He wasn't just quick to act. His decisions were almost always correct, leading to immense success. This wasn't luck. It was the result of profound confidence and an ability to distill complex situations down to their essence. His conviction was unshakable because it was built on a foundation of profound industry knowledge and a daring, yet calculated approach. When Schwab spoke, his words carried the weight of a man who had already determined his course through intensive thought, even if the thought process was rapid. He truly lived the concept of being decisive, focused, and identity, anchored, reflecting the very essence of leadership that demands respect. His self-mastery allowed him to project an aura of absolute certainty that magnetically drew others to his vision. To truly integrate, my unwavering conviction tells me, you must actively work on building a bulletproof belief system. This requires rigorous self-examination to identify and dismantle limiting beliefs that might unconsciously undermine your conviction. Joseph Murphy, in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, provides countless techniques for reprogramming your inner dialogue. One powerful method is the repetition of affirmative statements about your capabilities and beliefs. For instance, daily declaring, "I am a person of profound insight and unshakable conviction. My beliefs are deeply rooted and serve my highest good," will begin to resculpt your subconscious. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a direct command to the vast power within you, aligning your internal self with the outward projection of confidence and certainty. This process makes you fearless through repetition, turning mere words into a living, breathing part of your character. The journey to commanding unwavering respect is a continuous ascent, a climb fueled by conscious effort and profound insights. If this deep dive into the psychological and historical foundations of influence resonates with your desire for true self-mastery, ensure you are subscribed to this channel. We are dedicated to providing the most potent, mind-rewiring content that equips you to navigate any challenge with unshakable confidence and purpose. Let's delve deeper into, based on my extensive analysis. This phrase is your gateway to becoming an undisputed authority, a source of profound wisdom and reliable insight. It speaks to the rigorous mental discipline and strategic thinking that define true experts. Think about Winston Churchill, a statesman whose words alone rallied a nation during its darkest hour. Churchill's speeches were not mere rhetoric, they were the culmination of his extensive analysis of global geopolitics, military strategy, and human psychology. His pronouncements, even during the most dire moments, carried the weight of a brilliant mind that had painstakingly examined every angle. He didn't just have opinions, he had conclusions derived from a lifetime of study and experience. His unshakable grit and defiant courage were amplified by the intellectual authority that underpinned his every strategic determination. He was a visionary with definite purpose, and that purpose was always informed by a deep, almost prophetic, analysis of the unfolding events. To truly embody, based on my extensive analysis, cultivate a habit of deep inquiry. Don't just skim headlines. Delve into the nuanced details. When presented with a problem, don't jump to the first solution. Systematically break it down. Ask why, multiple times until you reach the root cause. This continuous process of learning and understanding will naturally imbue your statements with the weight of genuine expertise. Remember David J. Schwartz's "The Magic of Thinking Big." Action cures fear. Similarly, analysis cures uncertainty. The more you genuinely analyze, the more confidently you can present your findings. This is how you develop wealth-building acumen, not just in finances, but in knowledge and influence, making you a lifelong growth-oriented individual whose insights are always fresh and relevant. The power we are discussing transcends mere communication. It's about fundamental transformation. If you're ready to become an individual who is subconsciously rewired with power and purpose, who is faith-driven, not fear-paralyzed, then it's essential you join our community. Before we continue unlocking even deeper layers of respect, take a moment to subscribe for more transformational insights that will literally change your life. Next, let's unpack the profound strength within "My intention is unequivocally clear." This phrase is a declaration of uncompromising integrity and moral strength. It projects a powerful image of transparency and directness, qualities desperately needed and highly valued in today's complex world. Consider Mahatma Gandhi again. His leadership was not based on military might or economic power, but on the sheer moral force of his unequivocally clear intention for nonviolent resistance and self-rule. His methods were revolutionary precisely because his purpose was so pure and transparent, leaving no room for doubt about his ultimate goals. He was a living testament to how an individual, anchored in principle and with unwavering moral strength, can command global respect and ignite movements that change history. His definite purpose was clear, and it was lived out with integrity that was beyond question. To embody, my intention is unequivocally clear. You must first cultivate absolute clarity within yourself regarding your true motives and goals. This requires a commitment to radical honesty, both with yourself and with others. Practice journaling about your intentions before important meetings or conversations. Ask yourself, what is my absolute, irreducible goal here? What is the purest motive behind my actions? This internal clarity then naturally translates into external power. When your intentions are genuinely pure and transparent, this phrase becomes effortless, radiating an authenticity that is profoundly magnetic and instantly commands trust, which is the bedrock of lasting respect. This practice helps you to become decisively focused and anchored in an identity of truth. We are building a comprehensive framework for unparalleled influence and respect. If these profound insights are resonating, and you're ready to embrace a life where you are bold in action and unstoppable in progress, then a simple click can change everything. Join thousands of others who are transforming their lives by subscribing to this channel. This is your personal blueprint for becoming free in mind, rich in soul, and abundant in results. Finally, let's dissect the enduring power of, after careful deliberation, I have determined. This phrase is the ultimate expression of wisdom, responsibility, and thoughtful leadership. It speaks to a mind that is disciplined, patient, and capable of seeing beyond the immediate, anticipating consequences, and weighing all factors. Imagine the legendary Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. His meditations are a testament to his process of careful deliberation on matters of governance, ethics, and human nature. His decisions, though impactful and far-reaching, were not rash. They were the product of profound philosophical insight and an unwavering commitment to reason and virtue. When Aurelius made a determination, it carried the weight of a leader who had wrestled deeply with the challenge, a characteristic that earned him the profound respect of his people and subsequent generations. His self-mastery and mental discipline were legendary, ensuring his pronouncements were always weighed and wise. To truly embody, after careful deliberation, I have determined. You must cultivate a disciplined thinking process. This means resisting the urge for impulsive reactions. Before speaking on a complex issue or making a significant decision, consciously engage in a process of internal review. Ask, what are all the perspectives? What are the short-term and long-term implications? What are the potential risks and rewards? Even taking a minute to mentally cycle through these questions will add immense gravity to your eventual pronouncement. This practice of conscious, thoughtful reflection is a cornerstone of self-mastery. It allows you to speak with the authority of someone who has genuinely done the intellectual work, someone who is truly thoughtful and reliable, making you a strategically thinking individual whose insights are always valued. These 4 phrases, when practiced consistently and authentically embodied, will fundamentally transform your interactions. They are not simply words to parrot, they are pillars of a powerful identity. They empower you to communicate with the unwavering confidence of a true leader, the precision of a seasoned analyst, the integrity of a clear visionary, and the wisdom of a thoughtful decision-maker. This comprehensive approach ensures that you are not just heard, but deeply respected, because your words are a genuine reflection of your cultivated inner power. Think about the compounding effect of these phrases. Each time you use them, you are not only influencing the person you're speaking to, but you are also reinforcing these powerful attributes within yourself. You are literally training your subconscious mind to align with these patterns of certainty, authority, integrity, and wisdom. This is the essence of subconscious reprogramming for power and purpose, turning theory into lived reality. The modern world is starved for voices of clarity, certainty, and integrity. In a landscape of fleeting attention spans and superficial interactions, the individual who can consistently deliver thoughtful, convicted, and transparent communication will inevitably rise to the top. This isn't about being the loudest voice, but the most resonant one. It's about being the person whose words carry an inherent weight, an unspoken authority that transcends volume or position. Your ability to command respect is directly linked to your commitment to lifelong growth. It means continually refining your beliefs, expanding your knowledge, clarifying your intentions, and sharpening your judgment. It's an ongoing process of self-mastery that yields immeasurable dividends in every area of your life, personal, professional, and spiritual. When you embrace this journey, you become bold in action, unstoppable in progress, because your internal compass is true, and your external communication is a powerful reflection of that truth. The greatest leaders throughout history understood this fundamental truth. Influence flows from authenticity and conviction. They were not perfect, but their ability to project a powerful, certain presence was undeniable. From the battlefields of Alexander the Great, whose limitless ambition and commanding presence forged a lasting legacy, to the quiet philosophical reflections of Marcus Aurelius, the power to command respect stems from an inner world meticulously cultivated and an outer expression precisely honed. Now, it is your turn. Take these 4 phrases not as mere words, but as tools for transformation. Integrate them into your thinking, your being, and your speaking. Watch as the world around you begins to reflect back the respect you so powerfully project. This is not just a lesson. It is an invitation to a new way of living, a new way of interacting, a new way of being. Embrace it fully. This journey of unlocking profound respect is an ongoing commitment to being your highest self. To continue receiving the cutting-edge insights and transformational strategies that empower you to elevate every aspect of your life, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Don't just absorb this wisdom, integrate it, live it, and become the embodiment of the respect you command. Subscribe now, and let's continue this journey together toward a life of unparalleled influence and abundant fulfillment. The path to true mastery is waiting. Champions, your mind has been forged a little stronger today, but the real test isn't what you learned, it's what you do with it. Take action, dominate your day, and remember, we're not just building better thoughts, we're forging unstoppable lives. The forge doesn't stop, and neither do you. If this episode hit you where it counts, subscribe to Mental Forge Academy and join the Brotherhood of Champions who refuse to settle for ordinary. Go transform, strike while the mind is hot,